Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Stardom. I'm your host, Dylan, aka Jukebox Ginger. I've got a special guest with me tonight, Stephen Phillips. Stephen, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I really am. I appreciate you having me on Stardom. I reckon I'm dumb. Is that why I'm here? And I'm not be a star. How's that work?
So the idea of stardom is well, the definition is rise to fame, and it seems like anymore the dumb shit that people do is what goes viral.
I'll t-
You
I'm with you, man. I guarantee there's a lot to talk about. And I tell everybody, I do the radio thing, and I tell everybody they should not put warning labels on hair dryers because that's where all the stuff's coming from. You know,
Uh huh.
so if it wasn't for that, we'd be a lot less of the dumb things going on. You know, yeah, that's the way
Uh,
it was when we was a kid.
mm-hmm.
We didn't have all that warning stuff. I mean, if I drove it in on a bicycle with a helmet on, my buddies would beat me up, man. It'd be like, "Are you kidding?"
Cry because you got a little gash on your arm.
Yeah, I'd be like, "He's wearing a helmet. Let's beat him up. He's a sissy." Nah, boy, times have changed, ain't they?
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
man. See, and I grew up getting my butt whooped. I got a good
Oh
old
yeah.
butt whooping. Now you can't even touch your child without somebody freaking out.
No, I know that's right. But it's the thing about that's not make no sense. After you spank a kid a couple of times, then you don't have to. All you got to do is say, if you don't quit, I'm gonna wear you out. But now they say, hey, I'm gonna put you in timeout and send you to your room. So they're in there with their phone and their TV and their buddies, and it's like, okay, that's where they want to be anyway.
Yeah. I mean, even the radio. I mean, people don't. I don't know many people that listen to the radio as often.
Right,
Um, and I do. I listen to certain radio stations here in Kansas City.
right.
But speaking of which, that's what you do, right? You run a
I
you
I
host.
do a show called The Morning Dish on Lake 97.7 WJUL and 95.1. So there's two separate stations it goes out on. And I've been doing it going on 10 years, kind of fell into it. And I was like you, I thought radio, are you kidding? Ain't nobody listens to radio. You would be amazed at how many people do because of the local broadcasting and the local, because we got local news and all the stuff goes on with that. And we play heart, soul, and rock and roll. So we've got, when I'm not doing my show, we have got some killer music. And you get online, like you kind of repeats the same stuff over. And so I don't know. We've got the Nelson ratings, which tells you how your station's doing, and we have been number one 5 years running. And my show, The Morning Dish, has been, the listeners have doubled since last year, since they started doing this. So it's crazy how it does. But
And I love how, I mean, I've listened to several of them. It's 18, 19 minutes long. They're not crazy long.
right,
But you get good information from your guests. It's very
yeah, I don't like to nail. Everybody wants to ask the same questions, and I don't never plan anything. We just kind of go off the cuff. And that interview is the 15th. We're actually on it for an hour, so we got 30 minutes of shooting the bull, and we do the interview, and then we have to close the show out. But and the good thing about it, I get to interview people that I really like. Sometimes, and that's the thing of the radio. Like I play music too. I've got a band, and we played, and I never had the doors open like I have through the radio because people are wanting publicity. And a lot of the people I listen to don't get played on the radio, like JJ Gray. I don't know if you know, I've sent you some stuff, and Paul Thorne, which is amazing musicians, but they don't get out on the radio. So any chance they get to get, some publicity, they're willing to do it to help them. And I like doing it. I like trying to help them, I really do. And I don't just take, I have all kinds of people. I've got some people that come on that's in the music business that I know good and well ain't gonna make it, but they're good people. So
yeah,
and we've got a good listening audience.
And that is one thing that I started podcasting in October,
Mm-hmm.
and I just did it for the fun, shits and giggles, And
Right.
after I had a guest on, I was like, man, this is actually pretty enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
So I did a couple. I did a lot of research on some of the podcasts, and there's so many like interview based podcasts,
Right.
and I don't want to be that. I don't
Right.
want to be the guy asking the same questions.
Right. They do that. Mm-hmm.
So when I have them on, I try to research them a little bit. We'll talk for a bit about what you do, and then I like to just hit them with random stuff and
Right.
kind of get them off topic.
Now,
So
did you do some research on me?
A little bit. I mean, I
Well,
love your music.
well, any
I
of
don't
the
know much about you.
some of that stuff, let's not talk about. Okay.
No,
Yeah, I
I
don't know what
mean,
you found out, but it ain't
no,
true. It ain't true.
no. I listen to your music in your show. That's
Yeah,
about all I've done. But we've all had interesting backgrounds.
yeah. Really. The ones that's had it don't want to talk about it, and the ones that hadn't have it, they're the one that brags about it. So I tell people, a lot of these folks get their memory mixed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
it's a lot of fun.
so, what got you into the music? Like, how did you start doing that?
And I've talked to several different people in the music business, and 99.9% of them say started out in church, and that's kind of where I did. My mother played the piano in church, and I just kind of got a love for music, and so just from that, my first gig. This is crazy. I was 18 or 19 years old, and my brother called me up, and he said, "Man, you've always wanted to start a band. Let's get one." I said, "Okay, cool, let's do it." And that was on like a Tuesday night, and he said, "Okay, cool, we got a gig Friday night. We're opening for Elvis." I said, "What?" And it was an Elvis tribute artist that was needing an opening band, and we had to do a 30-minute show and never been on stage, and that was, gosh, a long time ago, and been at it ever since. But I could have really done good with it because I got some good music. I feel like I got good music, but I got to a point where kids and life and family, and I kind of put that in front. So it's worked
Yeah.
out for the better, because if you talk to a lot of these old boys that's been out on the road, that's like JJ Gray. I interviewed him the other day, and he was talking about how he was out on the road, and he was gone for 6 months, and he come back. His daughter had grown 2 inches. He said, "I'm not kidding, 2 inches." He said, "I'll never do that." And so all these musicians, I know y'all love them, and we love them up on stage and coming to see them and all that stuff, but they're missing a lot of stuff. And this COVID stuff, it's like Paul Thorne. I'm a big Paul Thorne fan, and we actually become friends. But he said, this COVID stuff really hurt. But he said, I enjoy taking the trash out. I've never got to do it because he's always on the road. So,
Yeah.
and, but so now I'm at a point now where I tell everybody I can afford my habit because I've kind of made my living, and, I got all that stuff behind me a little bit. So I'm just having fun. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
And especially with the kids, that's kind of why it was so hard getting you on here to set time, because I typically do super early or really late because
Right.
that's when my kids are still in bed or going to bed.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
I have a 4-year-old and I've got a 10-year-old.
Wow. My baby's 21, so I've got it whooped. Yep.
You've been past it.
Yeah, I went through all that. I've done my time. They're worth it, though. Yeah, they're worth it.
Yes, they are. I love them, and I love having time with them.
Oh yeah.
So for the topic today, and because music and having crowds and audiences, I went with just outrageous things that people have witnesses in crowds or at
Right.
concerts.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 10 of those, and like I said, I'll read them, and we'll just talk about them in between. How's that sound?
I'm ready to go, man. Yep.
Right.
I've done had supper. I guess y'all call it supper up there where you're at, or
Yeah, dinner, supper, it's all
dinner.
the same.
See, dinner, yeah. Dinner is at 12 and supper is at nighttime.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as lunch down here.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I barely eat breakfast. A cup of coffee is my breakfast.
I'm with you. About a pot's where I'm coming from. So
all right. So first up.
Yeah.
I met a guy in the hospital tent at a reading festival who had gone back to his tent in the dark, opened it up, and found a badger inside. The badger then mauled his leg.
Was the badger stoned by chance? I mean, I like the word mauled. It mauled his leg.
Yeah.
That makes it more. Yeah. Did it say anything about him peeing his pants right after that? Is that in there anywhere?
No, I would have included it if it was.
What concert was this dude at? For God's sake,
whatever reading festival is, I'm guessing it's like an indie festival or something like that.
I don't know. It sounds like a great place to be, man. Ain't no doubt. Good Lord.
A badger, yeah, that's hilarious.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Mauled is. How do they use mauled? Like mauled. That sounds more intense or something.
I've never used the term. I know what it is, but I've never been like, I'm just going to use that word.
Yeah, make me sound important. I said, important. He mauled his leg. You know, down south, you say that we think it might be something, you know, a little bit different than, you know, mauling. Yeah, you know, like a Chihuahua. You know, they maul your leg all the time. You ever had a Chihuahua?
Yeah. I know. I got a dachshund that does it constantly.
It's mauling your leg. That's romantic. Yeah, that's real romantic.
It's almost kind of soothing in a way.
Oh Lord, yeah, it's like, oh boy. Hope nobody's watching. You can't do that stuff. Everybody's got cameras on their phone. They video it and put you on, and you end up on the people of Walmart.
Have you ever seen the animal attack or anything at a show? Anything random, like even a bird or anything?
You know, we were doing an outside concert one time, and I actually swallowed. I don't know if it was a gnat or a mosquito or something, or fly, but I was singing the best I could, and that thing flew down my throat. And I'm telling you, I was out. I was coughing and gagging, and he thought, "What's wrong with him, man?" And I'm like, but that's the first solid food I'd had all day, so it kind of helped, I guess.
It's protein, man.
A little protein. Yeah, that's back when we didn't eat a whole lot. Yeah, but
all right, you ready for the next one?
I'm still hung up on mauling, man. I'm go get me a Chihuahua.
Oh man, makes me want to go get a turkey leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maul on this or what?
Yeah, maul on turkey leg.
Yeah. Golly.
What we got? I saw Joe Cocker in the 70s in Cleveland. It was a smoke-in festival, and they were giving out free joints. Joe Cocker was singing while drinking out a bottle of vodka or gin, I'm not sure. And then he puked on stage, took another swig, and kept on singing.
This guy wasn't there. He's lying. There's
Really?
no way. If he was at this, and they're handing out free joints and all that liquor, he know what? He don't remember that. He's making that up.
He's got to be.
He's got his memory. I'm on his memory and his imagination confused. I've been at places like that. I know what I'm saying. He don't know what he's talking about. I would like to see Joe Cocker though before he passed away. Because the good thing about Joe Cocker though, you just kind of know the first couple of words, and everything else is just kind of like. Through the bathroom window.
I've heard Willie Nelson down the street here a few times,
right?
And he's getting old, man.
Yeah, he is getting old, but he never could. He can't hold. He never could stay in time anyway, so you can't tell the difference on that.
It's more of a hey, I was at a Willie Nelson concert.
Yeah. And anybody tells you that, they don't much remember either. But that's funny you bring Willie up, because I am a big Willie fan. And I got Chris Christopherson. Chris Christopherson. Are you familiar with him? You know Chris Christopherson, I'm sure.
Yes, I know. Yeah, of him.
Amazing songwriter. And he was doing a show, and I didn't get to open or do anything like that, but I knew the people that were putting the show on. So I said, look, I want to be there. So I got to, hang out backstage and all that. So I got to hang out with Chris Christopherson for 2 hours. And he had his son with him. Now, his son is a big time lawyer. And this is when he was kind of struggling with his memory. They was thinking he was having dementia, but I think they figured out something different on that. But anyway, I was talking to his boy, and I was asking him, I said, what was it like growing up? I mean, being a kid with all these, he had Shooter Jennings and all these different people that you were hanging out with, and being a kid, what was that like? And he said, man, he said, it's just kids. We were kids. We did not realize that they were superstars. They were just our moms and dads. And he said, we were kids. And he said, we just thought Willie's bus was supposed to smell like that. So, oh man, that's with me forever, man. I thought we thought his bus was just supposed to smell like that, but
that's good.
That's funny. Golly,
go ahead.
Willie's a heck of a songwriter, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his music's always been great. And like I said, I've heard him live. I don't know if I'd want to actually go to a show.
You have to be a Willie fan to go to a Willie show, because Willie plays what Willie wants to hear, and a lot of times it's not what the hits are that everybody thinks it is. And
there's certain bands I feel like if you see them live, it can actually kind of ruin it. There's a rock band that I really liked and I went and saw him live, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
It just kind of ruins it for you.
Well, it's just like, they're in the studio and they get instructions, but once you get out, it's different. I know what you're saying. But now there's some, that's one of the reasons I like Paul Thorne. My God, he puts on a show. He puts on a show. Even acoustic is just hilarious. You need to check him out because his acoustic. He's got some of the funniest stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does he ever does he travel around Kansas City at all? Or?
Oh yeah, he's all over. Yeah, he's all over. Yeah, he's all over. He's going to be in Kentucky at the Caverns. I think 2 weekends from now. Him and Reckless Kelly. You familiar with them?
No.
Yeah, they're doing that. So, yeah, he travels.
I saw Van Halen and Kool and the Gang play here in town.
Well, how was that?
That was really good. Van Halen's, it doesn't have all the original members anymore, and honestly, Kool and the Gang did a better show than Van Halen, I thought.
Yeah, I bet they do good. I miss David Lee Roth was the one with Van Halen.
Well, and he was playing, but he wasn't dancing like he wasn't who he used to be.
Well, he don't want to break a hip. My God, he's old, man.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. That's part of the thing. That's what they, back in the day.
Yeah.
That's huge.
If he jumped now, man, they'd have to call 911.
He just kind of shuffles his legs and holds the mic, which I get it.
Yeah. How old is he, you think? 75? I don't know.
Oh, he's got to be at least mid-70s or more.
I'm going to tell you, who is the lead singer for, what is that? Gosh, I can't. Axl Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him? He was the lead guy for AC/DC for a little bit. He had a broken leg, sitting in a big fancy chair, singing, trying to dance, dressed like he did back when he was 16 years old. He's like me. He's fat and old and ugly. Stupidest looking thing I ever seen in my life. I thought, my God, what an idiot.
That's funny though. That's good.
Have you seen that though, where he's doing that? Axl Rose?
I'm sure. I'm gonna have to look it up on YouTube.
Somebody needs to tell him, say, look, dude, you're not 16 anymore. Just be your age. Yeah, be your age.
He's just trying to trend. He
wants
to stay trending.
Yeah. Or get some liposuction, breast reduction, and hair implants, then he'd be all
right. With technology today, man.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. You got to do something with it, money. You can't take it with you.
All right. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Me and my friends were at a Flogging Molly show. My friend was wearing a kilt. A girl came up behind him, put her head under his kilt, and bit his ass. When he turned around, she stood up, and her boyfriend ripped her away and ran out of the crowd with her.
So where are we going with that?
Are you familiar with Flogging Molly?
I do not know Flogging Molly, but I know kilts.
They're Irish. They're a very popular Irish punk band.
Okay, right.
But it's fun. The kilts is actually pretty common at their shows, but the situation was pretty funny.
I don't know. I tried to wear one of them kilts, but it wasn't long enough.
They go past your knees when you dress.
My dangling participle was showing, so I'm like, you got one a little longer?
I don't think I could rock a kilt. Even with the red hair. I just don't think
so what was this girl smoking? I mean, for God's sakes.
Do what?
She bit his ass.
Just some random chick came up, stuck her head under his kilt, and bit his ass.
That would absolutely scare you to death, would it not? That'd be worse.
You were watching the show?
See, it didn't say mauled, so it couldn't have been too bad. You didn't maul him.
I don't think she brought the badger this time.
No, she just beat him a little bit, but I'd have said mauled. She mauled him.
Mauled him.
Mauled him. And he turned around. That's the problem. See, there's a dumb problem right there, because somebody did that with my kilt, bit me on the hind end. I'd be running. Would you not? I wouldn't be hanging around to turn around.
Why would you turn around to look?
Yeah. What the heck?
I would be worried about who did it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm out of here.
He's lucky it was a woman.
That's what I'm saying. Might have been a big old ugly 250-pound dude. You know what I'm saying? And you turn around and he says, wow, you got a pretty mouth. Whew. Yeah, I couldn't handle that. I don't know that band though, but they're
No, Flogging Molly is great. They're very Irish influenced punk band.
right.
Like Dropkick Murphys. Are you familiar with them?
So you like the heavy stuff. You like the
I
heavy,
like everything. Like I said, I can go to death. I mean, you Lamb of God, death metal,
right,
alternative,
right,
smooth jazz. I love smooth jazz too.
right.
So a little bit of everything. But no, they're more, like I said, more of a punk scene. I guess it's a little heavier than the rockabilly country, but it's not heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. You ACDC about as far as I go when it gets to heavy stuff. That
yeah.
stuff where they scream about hitting your mom and want to kill you. I don't get into all that.
Well, there's a lot of it that tell their stories. They're not. I
Right.
mean, the stuff you hear about
Mhm.
is the hate your mom want to kill you.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more out there.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
just like that's just like country. I'm not a huge fan of country, but there's some that sticks out that I really like.
right.
They
Now this
don't
stuff
all
that's
sound the
on
same. No.
the stuff on the radio is not country at all. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just pop, bad rock. Is what that stuff is. But there's some cool out there.
I've always liked like Josh Turner.
Right.
I like Garth Brooks. Who did Paint Me a Birmingham?
Oh my Lord, yeah, that's Tracy Lawrence.
I loved. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got great music.
Now the guy that wrote "Paint Me a Birmingham" actually wrote the song for me that's called "Haggard State of Mind." I don't know if you listen to that or not, but he's the same writer, Haggard State of Mind. He wrote that, and then he wrote the song "Everybody Dies, Not Everybody Lives." He's co-writer on it, and cool guy. Yep, cool guy, and yeah, I like that. But that stuff you listen to, that screaming stuff, it sounds like somebody's constipated or something. It's like. This is
I tell
fucking
people,
out.
I tell people
Then you got to have the hair. That's what throwed me off.
somebody out in the woods getting murdered or something.
Yeah, I can't. If I had the hair, I don't got the hair. I got the hat. I got to do the hat.
I don't know why I like it. When I was younger, I kind of got into it and just stuck
Right.
with it.
Right.
And again, like I said, it's not the only thing I like, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you know Hank 3? I mean, are you familiar with Hank 3? Hank Williams Jr.'s son, Hank 3. He comes out and his first part of the show, and I had a buddy of mine I went to, I've never seen him in concert, but I had a buddy of mine went to concert. And his first part is the Hank Williams senior country stuff that he does. And then he takes a break and they come back out. They do that mosh pit metal, I guess is what it's called. And buddy of mine, he's like, I was scared to death. He said, I had no idea that's what's going to happen. He said, we got out of there as quick as we can. He said, there were people fighting in the parking lot. He said, beats all I ever seen.
I don't like the people. I don't like the people that go to the show for sure.
Yeah. Crazy.
You're familiar with Fish, though, right?
Fish? Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
This next one. Next one. I was at a Fish concert, and these people behind me were cooking heroin in a spoon and shooting it.
What were they shooting at it?
They were shooting the heroin.
Who at? But I mean, Fish. What is Fish? I don't know Fish. What is that? That gospel or something? Or
no, Fish the band. They're like almost like Grateful Dead in a way.
Well, now, would that surprise you?
Not at all.
That's what I'm thinking. Whoever's there is like, oh my Lord, I'm at the wrong place. You talk about the Grateful Dead. I'm gonna tell you, and this is the truth. Now, Alex Cooley was a friend of mine. He's passed away a few years back, but Alex Cooley's one of the biggest promoters ever in Georgia. At the time, he did the Atlanta Pop Festival back in 1969, and that's the reason. Like Joe Cocker, a lot of these people that you're listening to on the radio today is because of him. Billy Joel. If it wasn't for Alex Cooley, Billy Joel wouldn't have been here. But anyway, but he tells, I used to call and talk to him all the time, like we're doing now, just shooting the bull. And he said the Grateful Dead. He said when we booked the Grateful Dead, he said you did not eat, you did not drink, or you did not touch anything backstage while they were there. He said they were the most nastiest people. They never took a bath. They stunk. And he said they put drugs in everything. He said they'd put drugs in apples. They put it in drinks. And he said people would be back there thinking they're just eating or whatever. He said next thing they'd wake up in a different world. And he said that was one of their things they loved to do was just trip people out just for the fun of it, and they put it in there, just whatever.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. But he said, golly, nasty and stunk, holy smoke. But he said, people come. Yeah, people came. But yeah,
I mean, I when I was younger, I smoked weed. I mean,
right.
I I tried some mushrooms, but
Right.
I never did anything crazy out there, and I grew out of the phase. You know, it was a
Right.
phase when I was younger. So
Sheesh.
I don't see how people can get. I mean, I've never had an addictive personality though either. You know,
Right.
so.
Well, if you'd have read that and you said I was at a Dolly Parton concert and looked behind me and somebody was shooting up heroin, then I'd
Yes,
be like, wait a minute.
that'd be a different story. Or maybe one of your shows.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There wasn't but 3 people there, and the 2 people behind me was doing, shooting up heroin just so they could make it through the rest of the show. Yeah, I just was trying to make it. But let's shoot some heroin. Maybe we can get to another 15 minutes out of this guy. Yeah. Is it over yet?
Oh, man. Does he sound like fish to you? I think we're at the wrong place.
That'd be about the truth. Golly, man, that is crazy.
All right. Next up.
All right, here we go.
You probably don't know who these people are, but at an Arctic Monkeys concert at the Highline Ballroom in New York City, I was jumping up and down all crazy, and I wondered why it seemed like everyone was looking at me. I look immediately to my right, and P. Diddy is moshing around right in front of me.
Now, P. Diddy's the big guy from the stage, I take it.
P. Diddy, he's a rapper, not from this band, but he was just there in the crowd. But he's a really big name, which is why I picked this for 2 reasons. Arctic Monkeys is not a moshing band at all.
Right.
And P. Diddy is not that genre at all either. He's a rapper. They're alternative.
But don't you hate that, though, when you're doing something, you think, man, I'm rocking and rolling. Everybody's loving this. And you turn around and everybody is looking at somebody else and it makes you feel like an idiot, you know? I'm like, P. Diddy, man, you're stealing my thunder. Yeah, you hurt my prestige here. Get out. Go.
Smack him in the back of the head. Yeah. Be like, what the?
Or just grab him up and start two-stepping with him or something.
And he shouldn't be moshing either. I mean,
yeah.
Got a rapper moshing an alternative rock band.
Now, do you like rap?
I like older rap.
Right.
There's a band called The Prodigy that I really enjoy.
Right.
More like 80s and 90s early rap.
Yeah.
I don't like the newer stuff. Never really have been a.
But I've heard rappers talk about that. Some of these rappers like, man, I don't like this new stuff, man. I like the classic rap. I don't even think of it as classic because that's what it was we grew up.
It's anymore. I can alter the tone of my voice and make myself sound good if I wanted to.
Right. Well, they got all kinds of instruments now that you can just turn on your voice and make you sound good anyway. But no, I like Jelly Roll. Are you familiar with Jelly Roll?
I am familiar. We've talked about him a while back. Yeah, he's good. He's creative, but I feel like he's almost an alternative rapper. Like some of the stuff he talks about, it actually has more of a meaning to it,
he's got some cool tunes too, not other than just the rap. He's got some cool tunes. I'm trying to get him on the show. We've been working on I know somebody knows him and trying to get him on the show.
Is he local to you?
He's in Nashville, but if we have to, we can pre-record because we're not, we're just radio, so you don't have you're just voice, no pictures. But we can pre-record. But I'd love to get him on. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Have you had any big? You've had a lot of big artists on.
Well, not new, but most of them's old has-beens that I love,
And I love it. Like I've had older people on my show, like the people don't even know my work. I mean, Larry Hankin, I had him on.
Hey, I love Larry Hankin. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, Larry's cool.
My episodes.
Yeah, I've had him on a couple of times.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Darren Dowler.
Yeah, I had him on the other day.
Yeah. He's a good guy too. He's actually like 20 minutes away from me. He shops at my store all the time.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's got a lot going on. Yeah, he's got a lot going on. Are you familiar with Mother's Finest? No.
Yeah. Okay. You only because you said something, but I looked into it.
Yeah, and then Grand Funk Railroad. I know you know Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah, of course.
We're an American band. I've had them on, and just off the top of my head, I can't think of all of them we've had. But Don McLean, that sang "Bye Bye Miss American Pie." Yeah. I've had him on. He sells his autographs for like $50 a piece. If you go to his shows and you want an autograph, you have to pay him $50.
I heard that recently about Pauly Shore.
Really?
Apparently, if you want a picture with him, he charges you like 20, $30,
He must.
and
I
like
don't
he
know.
he doesn't let you touch. Almost like he thinks he's from back in like when he was in his early 20s. He thinks he's
Yeah,
still that guy, which I would love to have on my show. But I've heard he does that kind of stuff too.
that's crazy. I just can't imagine $50. I wouldn't want it. I'd say, well, just give me.
That'd be good.
Wait,
I'll just
hey,
crop myself out and put it on top of one of your.
he was a neat interview though. He was a good interview. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was a neat interview. But a lot of people know him. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of other ones. Hey, Daisy Duke. I know you know Daisy Duke.
Of course, I know Daisy Duke.
Yeah, we've had Daisy Duke on. Yep. John Snyder, Bo Duke, John Snyder. Burton Gilliam is my favorite. Do you know Burton Gilliam?
Huh.
Blazing Saddles. God, tell me you watched Blazing Saddles.
Yes, I've seen Blazing. I didn't know the name, but I know the movie.
Yeah. He's the guy out there that says, come on, boys, let's hear a song. Let's hear a black song. We don't say black. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. And I talk to him a lot. I talk to him a lot. He lives out in Texas. Where are you at? You're in Kentucky. Where do you live?
I'm
Kansas
in Kansas.
City. Yeah, I don't know if I know anybody in Kansas or not. We ain't in Kansas anymore. That's where that move's at. We ain't in Kansas anymore.
Somebody posted yesterday about the tornado warnings online in like Massachusetts or something, and I was trying to be comical, and I said, "Well, if you see Dorothy, send her back home."
I do that sometimes too.
I try to bring a little light to it,
Stephen, that's not funny. Yes, it is. You think about it, it really is funny.
It is. You're gonna laugh at it when this is done.
You're laughing inside. Yeah. You're laughing. I do that a lot. Like I shouldn't have said that, but it's too late. I'm not kidding. Wait a minute. My wife's grandfather passed away, and he would appreciate this because he was a nut. And we were at the funeral, and this has been a few years back. And at the funeral home, and the phone just kept ringing. Well, back then we had landlines, and it was on the wall. I don't know if you remember all that kind of stuff, but anyway, the phone just kept ringing.
I even had a pager.
So okay. And so I just finally give up. I just answered it. I said, funeral home. And the guy on the other end, he said, yeah, it's so-and-so there talking about my wife's grandfather. Is he there? I said, well, yes, he is, but he can't come to the phone. He's like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. But now he would appreciate that because he was a nut. He'd have got a kick out of
that. That is fun.
Yeah. But you just got to get it when you can. All right, what do you got? What are we going to next?
All right.
Story to God is a band like Dolly Parton or somebody I know. I'm old for God.
I'll do. This one's a festival. It's not a band in general.
Right.
But it says at the Download Festival, a friend of mine was going to the toilet, the porta potties. When she finally got into one, she was just about to undo her pants, and this guy popped up out of the toilet yelling, "Pop up, pirate!" and then just disappeared.
No, that can't be right. Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they post.
Now, this is the same people I think that was shooting the heroin up at the last concert. Is it? I think this has bled into the next story. There's a dude
I mean, I've seen it
happen. And he looked like shit, man. He looked like shit.
That's disgusting, though. I mean, he had to be on something.
I mean, come on.
I mean, I've been at some festivals where you're waiting in line, but that's just.
Well, let me ask you something. Now, here we go. You go to them porta potties, honest to God, and you go in them, and they're filthy. Does people do that at home? I mean, they just pee all over the floor when they're at the house.
Oh, hell no! And why would you do that there? It's like.
And I mean, honestly, they pee on the wall, and I think, what the heck, man? I'm like you. I normally walk around behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
If that was the case, I would just go out behind the damn porta potty.
I'm with you. Gee. And he said, "Pop up what?
Pop up pirate."
Pop up pirate. He was definitely the dude doing the heroin, no doubt, no doubt. And he woke up the next morning, and he felt like shit. And he looked like shit, and he was blue.
Oh, dude, that's so disgusting.
They're gonna be like, dude, you ain't gonna believe what you did last night. We got it on video.
They'd be like, no, I believe it.
You're going viral.
stardom right there.
This is the pop-up pirate. Oh Lord.
That's terrible. All right, this next one you actually mentioned this guy's name. 3 songs into the opening act of Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose starts cussing someone out in the front row. He then jumps off stage feet first into the audience and starts swinging. And security had to drag him out while the roadie jumped in and sang the rest of the song.
That's the truth. I remember when that happened.
Do you really?
Yeah, I remember that happened. I remember that was a big deal. That's been a pretty good while back. But now,
I
Axl
don't know
Rose.
the story behind it. I don't know
Yeah.
the story behind it. But
Here's the thing about Axl Rose. I don't know. I guess he got a little bit of, maybe he's doing some of that heroin, because they said when he was a school kid, they actually was bullied and people would stuff him in garbage cans and stuff like that. But I'm not a big Axl Rose fan at all. And then I can, I can understand if somebody was heckling him on that, but I don't think if Axl must not be really smart, because they got these guys up there on stage with him and they're called bouncers and they're like big guys and they carry guns and stuff like that. I'd be like, hey, would you not?
yeah.
Instead of, hey, wait a minute, I'm gonna jump down here and get my ass kicked. I'll be right back.
Oh, take my mic. Just take my mic.
I'm sure he got his butt whooped, but yeah. You ever been in one of them fights though? You're just glad it's over. It's like, God, I didn't think I was ever gonna win.
Yes. Yeah, no. I've witnessed more than I've been in. I haven't really been in much fights.
Yeah. I was,
My thing is, I don't like when if I like to go to a bar or something, I want to relax and have a good time. If stupid people are having a stupid argument that's going to turn into something, I'll usually speak up just because it pisses me off.
I'm talking about like in school, in grade school. I never had a fight after I got into high school, but
in high school, I remember me and this other kid just planned a fight in the bathroom in between classes.
Never happened.
Just for the hell of it. And then we get in there and we throw a couple swings, and then the teacher shows up. That was it.
Sheesh. He's just one boy. He's actually a good friend of mine now, but I was a tough guy pretty much, back when I was in school till I met him. And then I figured out real quick that I wasn't tough at all. No, I just thought I was. Yeah, that guy was tough. So, and then after it's all said and done, he apologized to me. And I'm like, come on, dude, don't do that. Don't apologize now.
I was going to actually tell you thank you.
He's like, sorry, man, I was just having a bad day. I said, are you kidding? You think you're having a bad day? I just got my ass whooped. Jeez. I like some of Guns N' Roses songs, but I don't care much for him, though. Do you? I mean, he seems like
I like some of Guns N' Roses. It's just like AC/DC. I like some of their music, but I can't sit here and tell you, what Axl Rose did particularly,
Yeah. Yeah, he just seems like a snot. Now, them AC/DC, they're all cool. There's no doubt they're cool. And it's like the Rolling Stones, man, they're awesome. I had Chuck Leavell. I don't know if you know Chuck Leavell, but he's the keyboard player for the Rolling Stones. And he lives here in Macon, Georgia, which is not, it's on from us. And Chuck Leavell is cool. And he is he's a tree guy. He is like a tree genius. I mean, I'm talking about trees. And he's got a plantation down there. He does that. Chuck Leavell is cool as he can be. And
that's neat when you hear about like their side or what they do for what they enjoy to do besides what they're known for.
Oh, he's a big tree guy, no doubt. But he's probably one of if you missed the Allman Brothers and all that, man, he was on the ground. That Jessica, he is the one that set that arrangement up on Jessica and all that. So, he's been in it for a long, long time. But he's got that. And then you can go to his place down there in Macon and you can quail hunt. And they got hunts because he's got all that set up. So you can deer hunt or quail hunt. And it's all set up on his place. And his wife cooks you supper or breakfast or whatever it is. It's a cool deal. Yeah, it's a cool deal. Yeah. I think
do what?
You got another one?
I got 2 more.
Oh my Lord. Can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Do you know who Astro Man is? Have you ever
Astro Man?
He's been around for probably 20 years.
Right.
I think he's more of like a rap style.
Right.
But this person said they were at one of his shows, and at the end he had a guitar solo, but instead of an amp, the guitar was plugged into a Tesla coil. Because the venue was so small, the drummer had to jump in the crowd and hold people back so no one got electrocuted.
Are you serious? Thanks for always the drummer's the one that causes the trouble. He missed out all the fun. I mean, if it would have been me, I'd be, wait, boys, wait, check this out.
But I don't even know. I can't imagine watching it. I don't even know what a Tesla coil looks like.
Well, that's awfully going to electrocute you. And so I just let the big ball bounce. I'll be like, this is going to be, hey, get your camera out. Let's video this. This is going to be good.
Just watch that. You see that guy wandering up there?
He's the one that's going to get it. Yeah. He just done some heroin in that last concert he's in. He's ready. That's so funny.
He figured if he coated himself in shit and then touched it.
That same guy. Yeah, same guy. There he is. That we were doing a show, and I had a little young guitar picker. He's a good guy. But anyway, this lady, she was an older woman, was just fascinated with him. And she was dancing around all that. And the stage wasn't about 1.5 feet off the ground. So, it was just right there at it. So she decided that she was going to crawl up on the stage and give my guitar player a hug or a kiss or whatever she's going to do. And she was drunk. So she starts crawling up on the stage. And so Caleb turns around to look behind him, make sure that he's not going to trip over something, because he's going to step back because he can see she's coming up there. And he took the neck of his guitar. When he turned around, he done this number and knocked her plumb off the stage down on the ground, and she just plastered out. I mean, she hit her right there in the face with the part that where you do the tuning. And I mean, you could see it mashed on her face. She jumped up, bouncers come running over, and she started running around the place trying to keep away from him. So we just stopped playing and started singing, go, go, Johnny, go, go, go. So anyway, we hadn't been back there, but
have you ever played any just like shitholes where there's just the crowd was uncomfortable?
No, never. Ours is always 50,000 people screaming my name. No, it's always big stuff like that. I never had anything like that. Nobody, are you kidding me? We played Bill's roller rink, for God's sakes. Now, I swear to God, man, we were in the broom closet. He looked like a broom. They pushed the stuff back to where we could put our stuff in there. We're playing the broom. Okay. And this is it's a roller rink that they have country music shows and dances on a Friday night. So we were the band of the night. So we go in there, we start playing, and we're stuffing in there. I told them boys, I said, boys, this is it. We've made it. We're at the top. This is it. So we start doing an Eagles tune now. I mean, I can't remember which one it was, probably Take It Easy or something like that. And this little lady come up to me and stopped the band. And she said, look, we don't do rock and roll in here. I'm not kidding you. So, oh, yeah, she was tore up. We don't do rock and roll here. So I thought, man, that's the Eagles. Are you kidding me? That's like soft country now, ain't it? I mean, honestly, everybody's
the guy who we met through Steven, he told me that he got Alice Cooper for some guy, and right. He said, hey man, I got Alice Cooper okay to be on your show, and he said, no, he's too old.
Oh, are you serious?
It's like, please tell me you dropped that guy. Like, too old? Are you shitting me?
Yeah. That is crazy.
No shit, he's old.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably forgot more than that boy will ever know. No. Golly.
That's why, I do appreciate doing a lot of the older, more respected people, big name people, to make sure they still get out there, because people are starting to forget who they are.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame though. A lot of people, of course, my boys, Evan's 21 and Dylan's 25. And when they were growing up, they listened to all that pop country stuff. But now, we're going down the road, and of course, Dylan's one to introduce me to that Jelly Roll. But the Waylon Jennings will come on, or Willie Nelson, and they got to work. So after you grow up, you kind of get into that old stuff, and then the classic rock. The classic rock is here to stay. I don't care what they say. There's nothing like it, and that's one of the reasons our station does so good. But people don't realize who they are, and he was listening to a song the other day. I can't remember what it was. He was listening to a song. There's a remake of an old song back when I grew up. And I sat there and started singing it. And he's like, how do you know this? How do you know this? I said, man, that's an old tune. And we went back, and I can't remember which one it was, but it's an old rock and roll tune from back in the day when I grew up that somebody remade. And that's where a lot of these people are coming in. They're remaking their old songs that kids don't remember, and they're like, man, that is cool. That's a cool stuff, so. But yeah, I think it was an Aerosmith song, to be honest with you, but I can't swear to it. Aerosmith, that is so funny, man. They did the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady," and I'm telling you, Steven Tyler looks like a lady now. Is that not the truth?
That is so true. He does.
He did a country album, man. No kidding. He did a country album.
You know who recently? What's his name? Aaron Lewis from Stained.
Oh yeah.
And now he's country.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I was never huge on Stained, but he sounds decent for a country singer.
Well, it's like Darius Rucker.
Yeah, from Hootie and the Blowfish.
I wondered forever what happened to Hootie. He just fell off the face of the earth. I'm like, where's Hootie? Where's Hootie? And it's Darius.
Well, I didn't know that Darius was the singer until he was Darius Rucker.
I'm like you. I'm like, what? Why didn't he just keep Hootie? Everybody knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more.
And okay, let's see what you got.
All right, I was watching Bob Dylan. And
I love Bob Dylan. Now you're talking.
And the stranger next to me pulls out a pipe, normal concert behavior, until I start smelling it, and it didn't smell like weed. So I look back, and there he is smoking crack, and he just hands me the pipe and offers me it.
Well, he's a nice guy.
I would have really like, no thanks.
Had to be down south somewhere. That Southern hospitality. Hey man, everybody, pass it around. What the?
At a Bob Dylan concert, what the hell are you doing here, man?
He definitely at the wrong concert. Yep, he definitely at the wrong concert.
I enjoy Bob Dylan, but I don't know how the hell you be cracked out watching.
Yeah, I can't stand to hear him sing, but I love his music. And his son, what's his boy's name? He's got some good stuff out. That One Headlight, you know that song? One, we can make it with one headlight. I can't remember the name of the group, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff out.
I actually got my name. I got named after Dylan Thomas, the Welsh poet.
Really?
Which is Bob Dylan. Actually, that's where he got his stage name from, because his real name's nothing like that. I don't even know what it is.
So your mom and dad big Bob Dylan fans?
My dad is, yes.
Yeah.
He likes Paul McCartney, B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan loves him. Bruce Springsteen. A lot of the classic stuff.
You know one thing about Bruce Springsteen is when he runs out of words, he just starts going la 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 la.
Well, the people already paid to come see him. Why is it?
I mean, he writes songs and he just starts la 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 la. I'm like, put words in there, man. Put words in there. Jeez. Yeah, your dad's got some cool music. I like that. Bruce Springsteen.
He's got a wall full of just records, just tons of them.
Yeah. That I can't even the band. Who was it? There's a lead singer of the band. You know the band? You ever heard the band? Grew up in Nazareth, was feeling about half past dead.
Yes, I know the song.
Okay. What is his name? I can't.
The band was called The Band?
It was called The Band. Yep.
Huh.
Yep. And they did about 3 albums, I think, before they broke up. But I can't even think of his name. That's sad. I love his stuff. He did a remake of gosh, Monty, why my brain quit? Did your brain ever do that? Just stop working?
All the time.
My mouth keeps,
I have it.
my mouth keeps running, but my brain goes dead. So I get in a lot of trouble like that. Yeah. Levon Helms is who I'm talking about. Levon Helms, and he did Atlantic City. He did a remake of Atlantic City from Bruce Springsteen, and it is. I don't like Atlantic City that Bruce Springsteen sings, but he wrote it. But Levon Helms. Now, I'm a big Levon Helms fan. I really am. You need to, if you like kind of what I call greasy rock country kind of stuff. Levon, of course, he's passed away now, and I never got to see him live, but now he's got some good stuff. Yeah, he's got some good stuff.
If you can actually send me a link to something, I'll listen
to it. I can do that. Now, do you like Kenny Chesney?
I respect his music, but I'm not really a huge fan. I know his stuff.
Well, now you talked about who was it that was you mentioned him a while ago, the Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks, yeah.
You know, Garth Brooks there did a rock album under Chris Grimes, was it not? Chris Gaines or Chris Grimes? You remember all that going on?
Yeah.
And my theory on this is, now I could be wrong, but I think Michael Jackson's still alive, and I think Michael Jackson staged his death because he was in so much trouble, and he's now Kenny Chesney. I mean, they dance the same. Watch them. You can't fake that.
Now you got me wanting to go watch Kenny Chesney.
You can't fake it. Tell it's the same guy. And he's seen that thing happen with Garth Brooks, you know, and he's like, I can do this. So he's, you know.
I'm just going to change. I mean, he was already getting all the surgery, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And he got his nose fixed. He's white and the whole 9 yards. And him and Kenny, that's him. I'm telling you right now, dude. I'm not a big Garth Brooks fan. Garth Brooks got all the rednecks going, hey, yeah, because that's what he does,
He was here at the Sprint Center a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But the last time he was here, he was only supposed to be here one day.
Right.
He did 3 days in a row and sold out the concert stadium 3 days in a row.
He ruined country music. He's the one that actually, as we say down south, ruined, which is ruined country music. Because he went to him and he said, I've actually got some demo tapes from him where he sang when he was a demo artist. He'd do demos and send them into, and he was a demo. But I got some of the tapes there. But he actually went to the studio and said, hey, give me a couple $1 million. I'm going to put on a rock show. And they said, you've lost your mind. He said, trust me. And he did. And he went crazy. He puts on a heck of a show. There ain't no doubt. If he wouldn't go, hey, ain't that aggravating? Hey, how. Oh,
that's perfect. Are you an impersonator too?
I can do that part. Anybody can do that. You get all these country bands, man.
You just gotta throw a little twang in there, and you're good.
I hate these groups. I've always just been me, but they get up there and try to be somebody else, and they got these Garth Brooks shirts on, which was a big deal back in the day. And I'm like, man, just be yourself.
And I've never been huge on like the new Florida Georgia line.
No, I'm not either. I'm not. No, the Florida Georgia line, that's where you stop to pee when you're going to Florida.
They were probably doing that, and they're like, hey, we should just start a country band.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Florida Georgia line, because there's a rest stop right there at the Florida Georgia line. That's where everybody stops and pees. Yeah. That's like Lady A, they call them now, because of all the Lady A.
That's so dumb. My wife actually just went and saw her the other day.
Yeah. But now the boy, that big, tall, lanky boy, and somebody needs to tell him that skinny jeans are out. Skinny jeans are out. You know that, right? Best thing ever happened. Skinny jeans are out.
I've never straight fit jeans. That's it. I don't do that.
Skinny jeans. He wears them skinny, but he's from here. He's his daddy and all of them lives right here. He's from here, and I never have seen him. I'm not a big. I thought my band's called Stephen Phillips Midnight Express, and I thought about calling mine. Changing it because the Dixie Chicks dropped Dixie, and they're just the Chicks now. And I thought I'd just name it Dixie Antebellum. I thought, well, that'd be a cool name. Just take both of theirs.
Yeah,
man.
No, that's.
Are you politically correct? I didn't even ask. I'm in trouble.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm like you. I don't think the majority of people really care. Do you?
Like that? No. The Taco Bell Chihuahua, they got rid of him because these kids thought that dog could talk. Oh, hell no. Are you kidding me?
The warning labels. That's a problem, man. Take the warning labels off, or you wouldn't have that. You didn't have that problem. Wouldn't have that problem. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Honest to God, I got a buddy of mine flies. He flies airplane and flies for Delta, and they can't say ladies and gentlemen anymore. Please take your seats and blah, blah, blah. And that's the thing about it. All you northern folks make fun of the way us rednecks talk, but now he has to say folks or y'all. Now we've been politically correct for years because that's all we ever say. Hey, folks, y'all. But he has to say folks or y'all. Please have a seat and that kind of stuff just to keep from offending somebody. That's beyond belief.
It is. That's why I don't even write. I don't want to get into it because go on. That'd be a whole nother episode.
Just say y'all, you'll be all right. Yep.
All right. Well, Stephen, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I've had a good time, man. Yep.
Good.
We'll do it again.
I'd love to do this again sometime if you enjoyed it. I'd definitely have you back on.
Wow, yeah. I like to talk. Yep, I like to talk. And, I'll get you down here on my show one morning, man. We get you lined up.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. And we talk about some of the events. We do a lot of this you're doing, just like the other day we talked about this kid, 5 years old, and him and his parents walked the Appalachian Trail. Now, could you imagine walking the Appalachian Trail with a 5-year-old?
No.
I mean, how much longer? Are we there yet?
Yeah, no. They were carrying the 5-year-old. They weren't walking with them. They were carrying or dragging.
Are we there? Are we there yet? How much longer? I got to pee. I'm not going to pee there.
Have you seen that little kid movie, Up? The little animated movie, Up?
Yeah. Yep.
And the kid gets dragged, and he's like face down.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
On the Appalachian Trail. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think they ought to allow ATVs and four wheelers and motorcycles on the Appalachian Trail. I really do, because it's not handicapped accessible. It's not fair. Everything else has to be,
Yes.
and that way,
Well,
man, you can go on the Appalachian Trail, because
I'd be down.
I'm definitely not gonna walk it.
I gotta come out there and visit. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, come on out. Yeah, you stay there. You have to sleep in the middle, but you're welcome to stay with us.
I'll just pitch a tent on the property. That picture you showed me was perfect.
There you go. That'll work. Yep, that'll work. No problem whatsoever.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here and get my kids wound down for bed. They got school tomorrow, so
I got to get up and go to work too, man. I know how that is, but I enjoyed it. I have been a good meeting. I'll send you some of that stuff. We'll stay in touch.
Yes, of course.
Yep, and I'm gonna change your whole outlook on music, dude. You're gonna be like,
no, like I said, that's Jukebox Gingers, because I love listening to music. I'll listen to anything, man.
Right.
You send it my way. If I don't like it, I'll be honest. But...
Yeah, I'm with you. So anyway, all right, man, you be good.
Yeah, you too. You have a good night.
All right, take care.